Good morning, my dear friends, fellow alumnus, ladies and gentlemen. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the 235th weekly webinar organized by AABN. Your presence here today is a testament to your commitment to spending time meaningfully, even on a weekend, and we truly appreciate the dedication. As you know, AABN has been consistently engaging you with lively sessions designed to help you refresh your perspective on emerging trends across diverse domains. These webinars are crafted to empower aspiring entrepreneurs, helping them visualize possibilities, identify resources to support the vision, and understand the practical logistics of starting and scaling a business. Many of our alumni have enriched these sessions by sharing their real-life entrepreneurial journeys, making this series both insightful and inspiring. This Sunday, we are honored to host an eminent guest speaker whose work exemplifies the very spirit of empowerment and innovation. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Gnanaraj Sadacharam, a visionary, social impact edutech leader, social innovator, and the founder and CEO of Sadvi Solutions Private Limited. With over 2 decades of experience at the intersection of education, technology, and social development, Mr. Gnanaraj has dedicated his career to making learning more inclusive, digital, and empowering for every learner. His leadership has touched the lives of more than 100,000 learners across India through national level initiatives in digital skilling, employability development, and educator capability building programs. His global contributions are equally inspiring. Through impactful fieldwork in South Sudan and Kenya, he has advanced women empowerment, community education, and youth development, strengthening grassroots leaderships in underserved regions. Recognized as a social impact visionary, Mr. Gnanaraj continues to drive innovation at the intersection of CSR, AI, and education, creating scalable and sustainable learning models that foster dignity, opportunity, and transformation for thousands of young minds. Today, he will be addressing us on the powerful theme, empowering young minds to shape tomorrow's economy. With his expertise as an ESG and CSR leader, non-profit guide, branding and communication strategist, and above all, a committed change maker, we are certain his insights will inspire each of us to reimagine the future with courage and clarity. Friends, let us extend a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Mr. Gnanaraj Sadacharam. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Gnanaraj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I think it's a big privilege for me to be here, and I would wanted to thank Suresh sir for introducing me to this great forum, and love to share whatever I have learned in my work experience, my life experience, and I can see a lot of eminent leaders here. Probably most of you are elder to me, but I humble myself, and I really wanted to share whatever I know, learn from you people, so that I can go share in other places and keep the learning and sharing happening continuously. That's what I strongly believe in. I would like to share my screen before I start my presentation. I'll quickly share. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going to talk about empowering young minds to shape tomorrow's economy. See, when a lot of topics discussed and finally came up with this topic, one reason is AABN has been doing a lot of webinars over a period of time, and you know, there've been a lot of speakers coming and sharing a lot of knowledge, motivation, teaching many things. Today, I was thinking if I could influence few of you to change young people around you. Take that as a challenge. Pick people, those who are struggling, and try and see if you can help them with your leadership, with your expertise, and with your knowledge. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So let's see how it goes. And I will continue we'll have some interactive sessions, and if you have any questions, please stop me wherever you want to, and I would love to answer. Anyway, we have a Q&A at the end, but still, if you want to bring up anything, please do. You're most welcome. Just quickly going through the agenda for today. We're going to have 7 topics. Quickly, we're going to run through each one and understand how each area has been redefined according to the new technology, the trends that we see the recent days, and see how we can contribute in each area as an individual or as a forum, as a group. It could be any way, but see how we can contribute in each area and move forward and focusing mainly on improving, empowering young minds, which will ultimately result in improving the country's economy, because India is going to be one of the youngest nations in 2030. So we are heading there, and already we are the youngest nation, but 2030 we're going to be the youngest nation. So we have to prep, we have to make sure that the young minds are ready to take up the challenge and bring this country to a bigger stage. So as I said earlier, the objective is going to inspire you leaders to become intentional mentors who guide even a few young people, helping them break growing social and economic gaps. I want to keep the message very simple. One leader influencing even 2 or 3 young minds can change the trajectory of the families, communities, and eventually the economy. So let's have this preset in our mind when we are in this session, so that we get aligned in our thoughts and think alike, so that we can come to a conclusion where we can see how we can fit into different areas and how we can use our own skills, our own locality to build our own people. Quickly about me. So I wanted to align my profile to this particular topic. So I wanted to split it into 3 phases, phase 1, 2, and 3. My initial phase was more an explorer. I was exploring, building myself, without doing that, it's very difficult for me to build others. Probably that's why maybe a divine intervention was also with me while I was finishing my school and college. When I took up a job, my first job was working with tuberculosis patients in a district called Thiruvallur in Tamil Nadu. So I still remember the numbers. I was supposed to mark the lat lang of each tuberculosis patients. The total number were 5,126, and it was in about 500 and plus villages. So my journey was like going into every house, understanding the family details, updating it, like, mark the lat long using a GPS device. We were using a Leica GPS device those days. This was in 2003, 2002, 2003, and it was a very interesting job because, one, using technology, marking the lat long was a new thing for me. I've never used a GPS before. It was very interesting to do that. And second, visiting these houses, every single house there was a tuberculosis patient, and understanding their life, which really touched me a lot. That was my first job, and it really made me understand how life is different for different people. uh, After that job, I was able to do it successfully. Then I kind of wanted to work for non-profits, where I was applying for different jobs. In 2004, uh, I was trying to apply for multiple jobs. 2005, beginning, I got a job. I got a great offer to work with World Vision, which was working in the tsunami project. I'm sure a lot of people know, heard, experienced, or tsunami. So I was there on the ground, working with the affected people, the victims, the vulnerable group. That again gave me a different journey altogether. Until this job, I've never been outside. Probably Tiruvallur or a little bit of Chennai, and I know, but I've never visited Mahabalipuram before that. But this job took me to Mahabalipuram. On day one, I was outside, just staying in the tents, small temporary houses which was built for us to stay, and that taught me a different lesson again. Every step was different, every step was new, and it helped me to understand again a new dimension of life. When people lost everything and trying to rebuild, when you are part of their rebuilding journey, it gives you a very satisfying job, and it makes you think that, okay, maybe this is what is destined for you. And in fact, I decided, and I was so sure that this is going to be my new journey in my life, and I decided to take that up as a new career option for me. During that phase of life, I met Mr. Suresh sir, who was also here. So we were part of something called TNTRC, which worked towards building a process and strategies for working on disaster preparedness and disaster management. And that was my first decision that I took in my life, where I decided I'm going to be a social worker going forward. I want to help people. I want to work with them as closely as possible, and I want to grow in this career because I by education, I was not a social worker. I did my MBA, so I wanted to. So which means I have to learn everything newly. So my exploring started. Then I started learning a lot of things, meeting a lot of new people, understanding, learning from them. It was completely learning. So I have this special skill of observing a lot of people. I do that quite often, even if I'm on a road, traveling in a bus or a train or walking, sitting in a park. I do observe a lot of things around me, which helps me to learn, understand people better, and also work towards them. So, just cut you short here. My first phase was like full of learning. I always go out of my comfort zone. I don't stay in one place. That's how I worked in 13 different states in India. Then I moved to Africa, lived in South Sudan for about 2 years, another 2 years in Kenya, working with women, setting up a women bank there, helping them start the microfinance project, growing and
வேணாம் விடு, நம்ம ஏன் ரிஸ்க் இருக்குதெல்லாம்.
teaching them, help
வேலை
them
காட்டி
learn
போச்சுங்க,
about savings, alternate
நம்மளை
livelihoods, a lot
கேட்பாங்க.
of things. So my core area was youth and then women. These are my two core areas. So all this time, when I was working with youth and women, I was able to see the gap. That really helped me to understand how do I understand this gap and how do I try to solve this gap. When I say gap, it was more a gap between an individual with their own potential, their own skills, their own knowledge, and the demands that the society or the job, the profession, the career they ask from that particular individual. So I could see that gap. So my counseling also started. I mean, predominantly when I was in Africa, I did a lot of counseling sessions for a lot of students. I mean, came up with different problems, which was like shocking sometimes for me to understand how difficult for people can go through so much in their lives. You know, a girl maybe 15, 16, she would already have a baby, which was very common in Africa. And, you know, and she becomes the sole breadwinner of the family. And she doesn't have a proper job, proper money to run their family, maybe two, three kids after that. And you have to somehow manage this. Men does not contribute much, especially in a country like South Sudan. You have to look at how these women become more and more powerful. So that's where our program became a big intervention, where we started training them, giving them different alternate business opportunities, and gave them money to start the business, and then they started repaying back. So that was a big successful model there. In spite of displacements, in spite of people migrating from one place to the other, still we were able to retain a good repayment rate of about 95%, which was really, really high in that circumstances and scenarios. So uh, so the journey started, and I wanted to uh, work on how I can build young people in different ways. I started working in the skilling sector, um, maybe trained or reached out outreach to more than 1 lakh different students, experienced, learned, seen how they've been growing in different phases. Also made me to write a book. The book is named The Byzantine Web. The book basically, Byzantine Web is meaning more complex and confused state of mind, where students are getting into a trap innocently without knowing anything. you know they get into it, and it's very difficult for them to stop come out of it because they're already been trapped. So this book is all about helping them understand different scenarios of life, and how they can understand it and avoid uh, being into the trap, getting into the trap. So that's what this book is all about. And this also tells how I want to help them in multiple ways. So moving on to my current phase of life, where I'm a founder of an organization called Sadre Solutions. This has been there in my mind for about 8-9 years. We built it over a period of time, and now we have a full-fledged AI powered platform where we can we can onboard students from 8th standard and above. We have two phases of it, 8th to 12th, and college and working professionals. And these students can use this platform to get nurtured, get mentored, get counseled, and also grow and improve their skills and enhance their talents in this particular platform. That's what we do. That is my current models. I always wanted to look at a very sustainable and scalable model. We felt, I mean, over a period of research and experience, this has come out well now, so that we are able to we have about 9,000 plus students right now on in our platform. We started this in January 2025 this year, and the platform was launched in July, and as of now we have onboarded 9,000 plus, and we are working with another 10,000 students this year, where we will be able to talk to them, tell them the importance of this, and bring them on board. So I wanted to stop here and move on. I just wanted to play a small game with you. Just open your chat boxes. I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I want you to give me an answer, A or B. I'm not going to show the questions. I'm going to spell it out for you. I want you to respond with the answer A or B. Are you ready? Can I see some thumbs ups? Am I seeing? I don't know. Okay, fine. My first question is, a youth with average marks but high self-awareness and humility. Okay, a youth with average marks but high self-awareness and humility. What do you think his chances of getting employability? Is it low or high? If you say low, just say A. If you say high, say B. Okay, I see a lot of B's. Okay, while others are answering, can someone tell me why B? Who are answered B already? You can type it out, or you can just unmute and speak. Self-awareness, okay. All right, next question. A young person who learns quickly but quits anything uncomfortable. Option A, ready for future career. Option B, vulnerable in high pressure. I repeat the question. A young person who learns quickly but quits anything uncomfortable. A, ready for future career. B, vulnerable in high pressure. A lot of B's again. Okay. Okay, somebody said A. So Rahul, can you tell me why A, Mr. Rahul? Or can you type it out, or you can unmute and say whichever works for you? Because he stays where he is comfortable to perform. Okay, right? Agreed. Next question. A youth has excellent technical skills but avoids teamwork. Option A, a strong future performer. Option B, a long-term risk. Which one would you prefer? Long-term risk. Okay, nice. Okay, next question. A young person who's confused about career but is deeply curious. A young person who's confused about career direction but is deeply curious. Option A, falling behind. Option B, still ahead of many peers. B again. Okay. Okay, next one is an interesting question. Yeah, a youth who is active on social media but has no professional identity. A youth who's active on social media but has no professional identity. Option A, well connected. Option B, directionless. A lot of these again. Okay. I know that I think it's B because digital presence without purpose leads to confusion. You might have a network, you might have 10,000 followers, but what is the purpose of this 10,000 followers? What are you going to do about this? What are you going to do with your network? If you don't have any purpose with you, it's going to be very difficult. Social media game is very uncertain and can't specify. Yes, it is. It's an uncertain game, but you need to have a purpose. You need to know what you have to do. There are influencers who have come up so high and fallen down as badly as they can. So it is a game, as you rightly said, Mr. Rahul, again. So it's important for us to have a purpose. The earlier question, which I asked you about young person who's confused about career directions, I think curiosity drives exploration, exposure, and eventually mastery. Confusion can be navigated. If you're confused, you can take some help, right? You can be you can learn, because and as long as you have the curiosity to learn, it is okay to be confused, because when you're becoming more curious, you might be confused. That's what I've seen in young people. There are a lot of students who come and ask me, bro, what should I do in my career? I like to become a police, I want to become a lawyer. When I ask him, why do you want to become a police, he would come and tell me, I saw this movie, this hero was acted like a police officer, I really liked his role, so I want to become a police officer. So you have a lot of influences, but may not be the right choice for you. So you're confused. What do you want to become? So every time if you are influenced by a movie star, tomorrow you might be influenced by a sports star, or day after tomorrow you might be influenced by somebody else near your door and near your neighbor. It could be anybody. So you can always become more influenced by a lot of people around you. So it's important for us to understand what is suitable for me, take take help from people, and understand how I can learn from those processes. Okay, our first topic today: the future of work beyond academics and skills. Again, I want to ask you the same question. Uh, how many of you agree with me when I say um, future is over and above academics and skills? How many of you agree with me? Yeah, thank you for that. Um, today's world, it's not just academics or skills, it's beyond that. And we have to accept, and once we accept the reality, then we will be able to guide a lot of other people. Because why I'm saying this again and again here is, in this particular forum, there are so many leaders here. There are so many eminent people who can start helping young people. So once we agree on it, we should be able to go convince few young people out there. Academics and skills are not only enough. We need more. And so in my life, in my experience, also what I've learned is, uh, beyond your academic knowledge, beyond your skill sets, I think there are certain life skills which is very, very important for you to know. In fact, that is something that we also teach in our program, in my company, where we have in our career development program. That's something that we really talk about very frequently and tell them that your character is more important. We also have an assessment tool in our career management platform. This assessment tools also assesses you on your brain dominance, your emotional quotient, your skill proficiency, your personality, and your area of interest, which actually helps us to understand whether this particular student will be suitable for one particular job. So today employers looks for discipline, looks for ownership, consistency, emotional maturity, communication, and these are multiple traits which really helps us to understand why the job role has been defined very differently now. Because a lot of people work independently, they work from home, they have different remote jobs, or all hybrid job roles are there. When these options are available in a company, I think the trust level comes down a bit, because you're not in front of their eyes, you're somewhere else working some remote jobs. um,
இப்ப துணி எடுத்துடலாம்ப்பா.
so there are so many
இதுன்னு
things that
நினைக்கிறேன்.
you have to look for. And when you want to keep up the trust, employer really looks for a lot of things in you, not just your skills and your academics. You need to be the integrity level of an individual, the work ethics. You have to really keep communicating what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. There are like task masters, task management tools, where every hour you need to update what you're exactly doing. And these things really, really helps the employer to understand how best you can be and how fast you can grow in your career. Also, the future belongs to value creators. Usually in the past, we will have a task and we will have to deliver the task. Most of the times when you're working for a bigger corporates, you may not even know what are their larger agenda is, what is their mission and vision is. Today, having so many startups in India and abroad, these startups really focus on communicating, or sending out the vision and mission to every single employee in the company, which actually helps every employee to think, okay, this is my company's vision. Now I am one small part playing a role in building that particular vision and mission. So that helps that helps the founders of the organization as well as the employees to work in one synergy and help the mission and vision to grow. So we are all, the future belongs to value creators. If you can create a value, uh, those who uh, those who wait for opportunities and those who create opportunities. We cannot wait for opportunities. We need to create opportunities. I mean, there was recently, you might know about um, and I forgot his name. I'm sorry. So there was a person who wrote a code, and he was not employed. He was an unemployed person, and he was waiting for jobs to come to him. He applied about many jobs, and finally he sat and wrote a code for something as a AI agent. He created an AI agent and took this AI agent to a company and told, this is what I've built, and I want to build more for your company. Can you employ me? So he got an offer letter for 15 lakhs immediately. So there are stories like this. So you don't wait for opportunity, you create these opportunities, and you start solving real-time problems. That's how every company has emerged today. And my company's name is Sadri Solutions, and we also are here to solve the young people's problems. So last point I wanted to cover here is, human first. The industry 4.0, industry 5.0, which is both are like going in parallel. Industry 5.0 is more human centric, um, where human and robots and technologies coexist. That's what we're talking about, industry 5.0. So keeping industry 5.0 in mind, probably we can imagine a place where we AI agents and human beings work as a team together. So you imagine that situation where you will have to communicate with AI agents every day. You might have people from different levels, different cultures, which has already been in existence. So the human first approach is going to be very strong going forward, because you need to have that empathy to understand the other person, being integrity, the creativity, people skills. These are some of the skills that we are really looking forward. When I talk about all these skills, you can also understand some of these skills cannot be taught from books, cannot be taught from um, going into an online course. It has to come from another human being. That is where each one of you, your role is going to be very critical in the society, building that young mind with these skills, mentoring them, counseling them. That's where the change starts to happen. Until then, these changes are still not happening. Everybody's now talking about AI. AI is going to have a lot of new rules in employability, starting from recruitment. Everywhere, AI has playing a very major role. In fact, we also have an AI tool where we, if somebody, our core mission is anybody who's onboarding into a platform, they have to exit when they get a job. That's the basic simple rule that we have. So, when I want to employ somebody, I want to get them a job, I need to prepare them really well. So we have built AI tools where these tools will actually ask for the JD, and you can just upload the JD, and based on the JD, it will create mock interviews, mock assessments, and mock assignments. So you just have to just go do the assessment, and if you're scoring above 85%, and you have about 80 to 90% chance of clearing that interview. And the next thing is facing the interview. How do we talk to people? So all these kind of trainings are going on. So AI is becoming a major change maker today in different job roles. um, One such thing, if I wanted to say, I'm not a techie, I've not studied technology, but where I told you I was building this whole platform over a period of time. We invested a lot. I personally invested a lot of money in asking a lot of developers to help me develop this whole idea. My idea was very complex, and then initially when I shared this idea, they said it's very difficult to do, or they were quoting me in few crores to develop this whole platform. And finally, I decided to break it down into smaller phases, and I wanted to build each phase separately so that I can just tell them how the whole phase works, and they can build it up and then move to the next phase. I tried that maybe 1 or 2 phases. I completed third phase. When I moved on, they were not able to integrate first 2 phases to the third phase, then become a problem again. Then I wasted all my money. It was all lost. But this year, sorry, not March, May, I was in a investor pitch where a lot of startups were called and they were asked to give a pitch. I met an interesting guy and he was telling me about a new technology which can help you build apps on your own. So then I started exploring. Took about a month to learn the whole new technology and understood how it works. Now I started this whole journey in mm, July. Yeah, July I started building it. By August first week, I was able to launch my first version, and we were able to go live. And now my complete full-fledged platform was just built by me sitting in my room with my laptop. I built my whole platform, and I would have spent somewhere around few lakhs, but that was all for uh, investing on the cloud and the time that I spent and the tool charges and everything. But still, it was a great, I mean, I was able to put my idea together, right? It was very, very good for me to do that. So I think it's important for us to understand technology. We also have to upgrade to that technology. See, only when we upgrade, we can teach others. Otherwise, it's very difficult to teach others. So now I have brought in a small cohort of people, those who are studying BSW and BSc Computer Science from a very tier 2, tier 3 colleges, brought them together. Now I'm doing a cohort with them, training them on this particular platform, how to build it. Once they are trained, I want to recruit them and put them bring them full time so they'll be able to do this work for us. So that's the idea when we talk about technology. So AI has been playing a key role and we have to adapt to it, and we need to understand how the AI works. So coming to a very, very important point where we're going to talk about bridging classroom learning with industry reality. This is something that we cannot uh, train them. It has to happen in a very slow phase. And this is where you leaders have to come out and start teaching the industrial reality for students. Until you come forward, there is no one to teach this, because you are practitioners. You have learned it by experience. You have about 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of experience. These experiences are the industry reality, nothing else. So students have to know what is the industry reality is. Until they know it, it's very difficult for them to understand what he or she is going to face tomorrow when they step out of their college, beautiful campus where they enjoy the whole life and they get into a new phase of life, a new shift, paradigm shift, if I would say. So they have to go prepared. So that's where we expect a lot of mentors, a lot of leaders, industry leaders, practitioners to come forward and help these students. It's very important to bridge that gap. Until then we do a lot of trainings, programs, and many things to bridge that gap. But this gap is something very, very crucial. It's not something that can be solved very easily. We need a lot of people to come out, because sometimes these needs are more sector specific or job role specific. If you're a manager, if you're an early starter, if you're playing a junior role in a company, even those experiences matter. You don't have to be a vice president or a CEO or a senior management person to come and train students. You can play any role in a company, and that particular role can give a lot of information for students, because it is very, very important to bridge that gap. That gap is still existing, and that's where we play a major role in building that gap. And we call for a lot of mentors. We have about 30 plus mentors now, and these mentors are from different sectors, and we kind of match those expertise with the students, with their role, goals, and career options. So we match them, and then so that they get the right information, and right kind of support from the mentors. So that's where the mentors play a very key role. The mentors don't have to do anything, just keep answering the questions. We came up with a very different idea called Career Cafe. We tried this in maybe 4 5 colleges. So this Career Cafe, basically what we do is we bring students in one particular hall where there are a lot of tables put there, and each table is dedicated to one particular sector or a job role, whichever works for us based on the survey that we do. And we bring an expert in that particular area and put them into the table, and they will just sit there. They are like a human library. Imagining they are like a human library, and students can just walk into this with a cup of coffee, sit. Sorry, you're saying something? Okay, all right. So they'll have to come in with a cup of coffee and then sit there and then start asking questions. So this expert will basically answer all their questions, clarify doubts. This is like a 2 3 hour session. A lot of students walk in, walk out. So this is a beautiful learning for them to understand how the industry, the challenges in the industry, challenges in the job role, challenges in a company, everything will be clarified in that part. This is something that we tried, and we want to do more of this sessions in the future as well. Now, youth as drivers on India's future growth. India's demography strength will become economic strength only if the youth are guided, contribute meaningfully. Without direction, potential becomes wasted opportunity. you know we see a lot of talent in young people, but they also have a lot of distractions. um, I can quote thousands of students who I've met. I still remember a lot of students' names, but one student I wanted to highlight is somebody called Santosh, who was I've been in touch with him from his school days. He is so curious in learning. Okay, he might call me every week and ask me, "Sir, what do I do next? This is something that I've done. Can I do this? Can I not do this? Can I try this?" So once he finishes school, he wanted me to help him with college admission. His father was selling. Um, Collecting old papers and selling it. That was his job, and he wanted a seat in a college, prestigious college in Chennai, and we tried our best to put him there. Even though he has scored 94.8%, he was not offered a seat because the cutoff was 97%. So we tried our best to put him there, but we couldn't do anything about it, and then we moved him to a different college. But apparently, what happened in that college, he's become a topper. And he was like praised by everybody, and even then he was trying to call me, can I do additional course, can I prepare for UP civil service exams, can I also prepare for net exams. He was asking me every single thing. He doesn't waste time at all. This is one kind of a student, and I can also see another kind of student where he won't listen to me. We keep talking to him regularly, but he never listens, and he was on his own. He doesn't want to listen to anybody. His parents were really troubled. Um, Coming from a rich family, he's into games, he's into a lot of social media, not able to give focus on education. And one fine day, when he was writing his final exams, he was not able to clear his exams. He failed in 3 subjects. And 1 year later, also, he did not realize. But 2 years later, he came back to us and said, "Sir, all my friends are now in a good job. Now I don't have a job. I want to do something." Then we started working with him. Then we started changing his life slowly. We understood his interest. He was he was playing a lot of games over a period of time, online games. So we put him on a training on game developer, and he learned how to build games. Now he's working for a company with a good package as a game developer. So without direction, that particular student can go wrong. Any youth can go wrong. So we need to have that support system in place where we will be able to guide them, put them on a particular stream of line and help them. So youth are not just future employees, they are future creators, innovators, and national builders. So this is something that we keep in mind when we do this work. I really want you to remember this, because whenever you see a young person next time, you should be able to go ask, what are you doing? How can I help you? So somebody, every young person needs a help. Some come out and tell you, some they don't tell you, some you need to force them and intervene in their life. So there are different types, but you need to understand, when you see a young person next time in front of you, maybe you should have this question in your mind: who are you? How can I help you? Ask this yourself, and then probably you can help him out. Coming to social investment, um, Gopi sir, how much time do I have still? Just wanted to check on time.
Time, you have another 25 minutes, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
this-
Okay. So now, see, we talk about a lot of investments. Social investments is something that is very, very booming these days. You know, when I say investment is not just investing money. Investment is also investing your time, investing your talent, investing your knowledge. Everything becomes investment, and especially when it is social investment, all your investment becomes very tangible and transforming human beings' lives, which is so important for us to understand why social investment is going to become a superpower in empowering youth, which will always impact on a greater economy. One example, if I have to quote, again, I'm quoting with my own students whom I've mentored and counseled. One student, um, he doesn't want to call out his name, but he was a social work professional. He finished his MSW. I met him while I was training him in a classroom, um, and he kept in touch with me. We used to talk, and one day he came and told me. Um, he calls me Anna. So he one day he called me and said, "Bro, I wanted to start something in farming." I said, "You're a social worker. You're already working in a company as a some role in HR. But why do you want to start farming?" Then he came and told me, "No, no, that is something that has been in my heart. Coming from a farming family, I wanted to do help my parents in farming, and I want to do it differently." Then I told him to come over to the office, and we had a long discussion. To keep it short, he wanted to start something like an integrated farming. And I asked him, "What do you have?" "I just have a piece of land, and I do where we all already grow paddy." He comes from a small village near Kanjipuram. And then we said, "Okay, we will try and see how best we can help you." Then we decided, in our committee, we decided we'll give him 50,000 rupees, which we call it a social investment. And we gave this 50,000 rupees to buy a pair of cow. He bought, and then we were like being in touch with him, getting updates every 3 months once, what is happening and other things. And after maybe 2 years, the growth that we saw in him was this: he converted this whole piece of land into an integrated farming land, where he had chickens, goats, fish, and cow, and rest of the land for cultivation. So this guy has converted this whole thing into a beautiful farm, and now he has about I think some 10 cows, 50 goats, and 100 200 chickens. He sells eggs, he sells fish, and he sells the crops that he grows, not just paddy. He keeps changing different short crops also. And finally, he's not in India, he's moved to UK. Now he has a team who's running this whole integrated farming. He's gone for some studies. He's going to come back and expand this whole program. This is one beautiful story of a social investment, how it really helped. here, not just the 50,000 helped him, but the support that we gave him, and the training that he went through, and then the counseling, the continuous mentoring. He used to ask us many questions. We used to connect him to different people so that they can help him as we are not experts in every way, so we connect with experts and gave him this knowledge, and this became a huge hit for us. And this is one story. Now there is another, and from that is the first, I think, first social investment that we did. And from there, we thought this should be our regular practice. We want to do more on this. And then we finally started something called Enterprise in our one of our initiatives, where we will get such ideas, bring them together, and then have them 100 days with us, and build that whole idea into a proper business plan, and take them to different people who really wants to support these kind of smaller ideas and make into a bigger one. So now we started receiving applications from September. Now we have about 10-15 applications with us. Our team is like scrutinizing it, and we want to pick 4 or 5 out of it, and then start see how best we can help them. So we have our foundation day where we register our company on Jan 3rd, 2025. So the 2026 Jan 3rd, we wanted to support these students, help them start their initiative on the same day. So that's the idea. That's how powerful social investments are. There are a lot of people who can support this in terms of financials, but over and above financial support, I think it's more the continuous mentoring, motivation, supporting them from different angles, getting them the connects, building the network for that individual. That really helps. We call that also as social investment. We don't just call money as social investment. That's what we believe in. And empowering youth that way becomes a stronger support system. When you do this to one person, this person will do this to 10%. That's powerful it is. So building him, even if it takes a little more time, it's okay to spend that time to build that individual into a proper human being, where he will realize, he will taste that kind of nurturing, and he will be able to spread this to a lot of people, right? And every initiative of us is always have this word nest. We have an initiative called Innovation Nest. We have an initiative called Mentor Nest. We have an initiative called AI Nest. So all these nests, we believe in nest. Nest is a place where a bird lays the eggs, hatches, and the little baby grows, and then until the baby has its own wings, it doesn't fly from the nest. But once it has the wings, it flies, right? So that is what we try to do. We bring them inside, we nurture them, we support them, and then we send them out happily. During this phase of nurturing, there is so much work to be done, and there is so much people to be involved. One person cannot do this work. So that's where leaders, business people, entrepreneurs, professionals, everybody's role is so critical. So only when everybody joins hands, this becomes a powerful tool to impact people and change lives. So I think this is probably moving towards the end of the presentation. Building local sustainable employability ecosystem. This is something that we all have to believe very strongly. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for us to understand why building local sustainable employability ecosystem is important. I'll give you one example again. This is my personal project, which I've been doing in Wayanad for the last 8 years. I mean, I selected about 40 students. I meet them every once or twice in a year. Have a 2-day, 3-day session with them, understand their needs and everything. Over a period of time, we understood that these students are not willing to move out of their geography. Not because they don't want to do things that are not comfortable for them, but I think it's important to understand their culture. They are not able to go live a good life in a city. We tried sending some of the students to colleges in the city. Some study for about a month or 2 or 3, and then they come back. Some do finish, and then they stay in the city. They don't come back. It depends on mostly depends on the individual. But most of them, they love to be in the place. They don't want to leave the place. They want to help their family. They want to see how their place grows. Most
நேரா
of the
உட்காருக்கண்ணா ஏன் கண்ணா சாயிறீங்க சாம்பவி
most of the young people, they've been exploited with small money, and they've been used as a labor. And even at the age of 12, 13, they are into alcohol addiction. And this organization really helps young people, bring them out of that alcohol addiction, put them into a hostel, train them on multiple things, teach them discipline, go to school every day. So they do this very meticulously. And I was introduced to this organization 8 years back, and I started working with them. Now we are in a stage where we want to understand how we can really build a local ecosystem and make it more sustainable. So one idea came up, to build a BPO in Wayanad itself, with the tribal students. One special quality about these students are, they are very, very good in their own geography. They know the places, they know about their animals, they know about their forest, they know about a lot of things about the ecosystem, about the geography, about the environment. They know a lot of things. And this BPO can actually build tourism around Wayanad, where these students can become employees, and they can create that local knowledge as a shareable format, and start talking to different people who can call and understand about Wayanad. So that was something came up to us, and we're building on that project right now, which actually helps um, prevent migration. The people don't have to go out of their places. They can do the job there itself, and they can speak in their own local language. And some of them can, who actually learned English, so they can also speak in English, and they can stay in their place. They can talk about their place. They can be so proud about their own place. So this is something that we are working on as a project right now. So this actually helps build a local sustainable employability ecosystem, which is very, very important. Because today we can, maybe not Tamil Nadu, but a lot of other states, you can see a lot of migration happening, people moving out of the state, going to different states, and that state becomes empty. The growth rate is much, much lower compared to other states, which is really growing, where these people go and work as laborers, workers, professionals, employees. But that particular state where they come out, that state is not really growing. I think it's important to build that local employability ecosystem where they can get jobs in their own places, which is very, very crucial. So that is something that we are promoting, and I'm really wanted to you to think about this when wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are. I think it's important for us to understand, to build an employability ecosystem around us. Say, for example, if you're working in a company, look for people in the near vicinity, so that they can grow in that space, they can grow in their career, they can grow economically in all aspects, and it also becomes more sustainable, to spread the whole thing. That place grows, everything happens based on that particular thing. Probably if you're a leader, if you're a founder, if you're an entrepreneur, think of how you can employ localites in your own place. Maybe you can grow them, sustain them in your own place. That gives a lot of opportunity for them to learn, mentor them. A lot of things happen by doing this. So, and also you can also think of having a small skill lab or a training center within your vicinity, where you can train, put up a small place, or in your own home you can train like 2 3 people from your own locality, make them as experts you are, and send them, find a job for them. That's again a big thing. One person, two-person is more than enough. How individuals influence, shapes, and generation change. Large change does not begin with institutions. This is something that we always talk about. It begins with individuals who choose to guide even a few minds. Because there are a lot of institutions who has a lot of students enrolled studying, but in one class there could be 60 students. Maybe two or three are so influenced by that particular teacher, and uh, until un, until their older age, they will not forget the teacher. Like I still remember my chemistry teacher, whom I got in touch after 20 years. 20 years, I didn't know where she was. And finally, I got in touch with her, and then it was so happy to be connected back to her. I mean, I really missed her classes. Such a wonderful teacher. My principal, Purnachandran sir, who's no more. He recently passed away. He's amazing guy. So there are a lot of individuals who can really change your life, who can really impact. I mean, I wouldn't have loved history, geography, civics without this person. I mean, my principal was my history, civics teacher, and the way he taught me, I loved history, I loved physics. Then I started learning a lot of historical things in my life, and still I'm learning different historical phases of mine. So there are individuals who can really change, who can really influence. And each one of you in this room, in this forum, in this call, I think each one of you are a person who can change few other minds, who can influence some other people, even if it's one, even if it's a small group. I think it's important to start at somewhere where it is important for us to understand why this whole thing can really help a country, a society to grow. A mentor can rewrite the trajectory of an young person's life. If you are a mentor and if you want to do this, and you can redirect someone's life for a betterment. Mentorship is not about money, it's about time, wisdom, and intention. I think I want to stress on the last word, intention, because when we do it intentionally, there is some purpose towards it. I think we start focusing on that particular purpose. It's important to understand that. When leaders guide 2 or 3 young each year, communities change. Pick two students, one student every year. Keep this as your target. Probably you might grow. Tomorrow, a lot of people can join you and become a force to do this. It could become a larger, powerful tool. Okay, a single mentor can influence the economic, social stability of entire family. Pick one young person from a deserving family. You mentor him or her and guide her, support her, and that's going to change the entire gamut of how economically a family can grow. We have done this, we have seen this. Personally, I have so many testimonies that I've seen where we have influenced a lot of people. We have changed a lot of people's lives. Okay. I'm also a kabaddi player. I played for my state as a junior player in my school days. Every time when I go out and play kabaddi, always I tell my team members, I was also a captain. I always tell them, you might be well built, you might have a good power in your body, physically strong, but your mental ability actually plays a greater role in your game. So we as a team, we always believe in our technical strengths. We believe in our mind. We watch other people, we observe them, other team, how they behave, how they think, how they look at us. I think that helps us to improvise on a game, and we have won a lot of matches. I still coach a tribal school in Elegri, where I support the men's boys team with coaching. Whenever I have time, I go and train them. But I'm thinking of doing that as a full time whenever I wanted to give some time, specific time, and work towards it. I think it's important to start thinking in whatever way, whatever strength you have. I'm just gave this as an example because kabaddi is one of my strengths. So you might have a lot of strengths. You might be good in many things, even driving for that matter. You might be a good driver, and you might want to teach driving to few other people, which can change somebody's life. You can be a good artist. You can be a good designer. It could be anything that you are skilled with. Transfer those skills, transfer those knowledge. So it's important to transfer so that your legacy continues. Tomorrow, there could be, even after we die, even after we go out of this world, there are people to talk about you. Tell that this person taught me this and this person influenced me in my life. Otherwise, my life would have been a big chunk. Okay, this is my company's name, Sadre. This is what we do. And, Bridging the gap between education and employability is something that we focus on. That's our core area. Focused on empowering young minds, digital-driven career ecosystem, which we have built, which is called MentorNest. MentorNest Grow and MentorNest Pro. These are the two platforms that we have where we help students to build their career and end up in a job. That's our core goal. And enabling leadership and mentorship, where we bring in a lot of mentors like you, a lot of leaders like you, a lot of counselors who can come and help these children in different ways. Wherever possible, you give your expertise, you give your knowledge to them and support them in their growth. Supporting rural and underserved communities. If you see my out of my 9,000 students who are onboarded now, 80% of them are from tier 2, tier 3. Our focus is tier 2, tier 3 and rural areas. Only by invite we go into urban colleges, but predominantly we work with lot of tier 2, tier 3 students. And creating sustainable learning and growth pathways. This is something still I've not completely done in my platform. I'm still working on it, because the technology is so big and you can do anything, but you need to understand how to use that technology for your benefit and create this sustainable model. Sustainable model cannot be built overnight. It takes time and keeps evolving over a period of time. And social and economic upliftment is something that we are rooted on. And we are a very, very small team, and the whole team is focused on doing this. And this is what our core value is, and this is how we run our business. We are not money minded. Though we are a for-profit company, we are so affordable. Only when you give it affordable, people can come into the platform and experience this whole journey. And everybody is treated equally, so that there are some kind of a ecosystem that is being built. Tomorrow, when they step out of Sadre Mentorness platform, everybody should talk about that. I was nurtured here along with so many people, and we grew together. So that's the idea of Mentorness Grow and Mentorness Pro. Okay, closing notes. As you look ahead, the message is simple and powerful. Young minds will shape tomorrow's economy, but only if shape them today. Because today's world, technology is so fastly booming, where there are so many concerns rising alongside. There are people getting destroyed due to social media influence, online presence, even at the young age of 10, 11, and 12. So it's important to start today. Let's not delay even a day. Youth need clarity, skills, exposure, and emotional strength. Clarity, skills, and exposure, yes, these are like we can give them, but emotional strength is something which is like becoming a major concern today, because they think that they know many things, but when they break down, they go very, very weak, and that leads to depression, suicidal thoughts. So the emotional strength is something that we have to focus on right now, which they may not express. We need to find out. Above all, they need guides, leaders who are willing to invest in their journey. Invest time, invest knowledge, invest money, invest many things in their journey, which is very, very important. And if each one of us in this session decides to influence even a few young people, we will create a chain of reaction of empowerment that will outlive us. So empowering youth is not a program. It is a responsibility, it's a calling, and it starts with you, and it starts today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gnanaraj. Such a lovely session today.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll keep the floor open for question and answers now. Participants, you may please unmute and ask your questions one by one at a time.
Yes, please. I'm Kugan here.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Please go.
speak, Gopi? Can you hear it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. We can hear you. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, in today's society, the most right from the stage of infant, toddler, or up to the age of 18, they don't have the inspired people to be shown. That is a core reason for every individual. Are you able to hear these things?
Absolutely, sir. I agree with you.
Toddler,
Please go ahead, sir.
Up to the age of 18, or we call it as matured 18. Before the individual attains the age of 18, we don't show them the right inspiring people. For example, let me say from Punjab, Lala Lajpat Rai or Netaji. Like this, I can just term around 100 people who have sacrificed their lives for this country.
Yeah.
When we start to focus on these things, the kids' mind, see, this is purely a psychology. We have to be on the right side. We are showing the people who are not on the right path.
Yes.
This is my important point.
Absolutely agree with you, sir. And it is important to.
Yeah, this is the experience what I got it from Women's Christian College over a decade ago when I was training an optional course.
Okay.
They are not unable to know, not even one freedom fighter's name. They sacrifice the blood. They are not able to answer me.
Yes.
What is the reason behind this? It has happened 1-2 decades ago.
So one reason because we also face this problem when we go meet students, when we talk about different leaders. I mean, I was really shocked. Some of them didn't even know Abdul Kalam. When I asked about Abdul Kalam, they didn't know Abdul Kalam. They didn't know Mother Teresa. When we quote these examples, they kind of have no knowledge about it. I think, as you rightly said, sir, I think it's important to teach them in multiple ways. One, from a parent point of view, I think parent has a responsibility to do it. From a teaching fraternity, I think the teachers have to do it. From a trainer point of view, I think the trainers also have to do it. And we should give that learning environment for them to learn all these things. So that's where it becomes more critical for us to, because until, as you rightly pointed out, until they know all these sacrifices, the patriotism that we had in the past, it's very difficult to accept.
That is a place.
Exactly. The love won't come naturally for anybody, because we get distracted with too many things today. But I agree with you, sir. I think it's important to have a focus on that.
Can I chip in?
Yeah.
Can I chip in one second? And that's a very important point what you raised over there, because whenever they are declaring holidays, say Gandhi Jayanti or Nehru, this thing, 1 week earlier, children always plan, so 14th is holiday, October 2nd is holiday, we'll go to Pondicherry. So consider it as a holiday, but not as important thing we should know about that leader. That is how it has been practiced.
Yes.
Last week we celebrated V.O. Chidambaram Pillai's death anniversary, and he is one of the actors who has spent longest time in the prison, and and he spent all his property, everything. And I visited his house and at Vatapadaram in Thuthukudi district, and I read the entire thing, and the kind of patriotism he had, that my country, my own people, that kind of thing. Not even 0.001% is not only children, even at the adolescents are in the 30s and 40s also, they don't know. So this is where we fail, and I don't know who is responsible for it, but we have to make it in a way. Now, I'll give a small example and finish it up. In Russia, now the new married couple, when they get married, they have to visit one of the patriarchs' cemetery and then take a oath that our children, we will bring our children in the national way. So that kind of patriotism is existing, but India is getting a rich patriotic stories. But unfortunately, we have become completely failed in that, which is really a pathetic situation.
Sad thing. Yes, sir. Agree, sir. So one thing, I mean, maybe this is something that we do as a family, my family, my sister's family. We do this as a practice in our homes. Maybe if that helps. I think everything has to start from the home. That's what I strongly believe in. Saturdays, maybe 2 hours, we spend with making them watch YouTube channel on different videos on different leaders. We have so many there's so many videos available on YouTube where you can learn about different leaders of our country, and they kind of get understanding of those leaders. We do this every Saturday, 2 hours. So today evening, we also have something on Ambedkar, and we have one more on one of the leaders of one lady.
There are lots
that is
of
something
leaders.
that we do.
You have to go into that.
Yes, sir. So I think we should start it from home, so that they start learning from. As a parent, I think it's our responsibility to start that.
Major sir wants to add something. Major sir, please go.
Yeah. Good morning. First of all, wonderful lecture. Lot of insights, lot of takeaways, lot of latest info.
Thank you, sir.
I should thank you for having taking your time and enlighten all of us. One. Secondly, of course, since the topic had come to this particular phase, so last week I had the opportunity to address, along with the governor of Tamil Nadu, to address the Indian military heritage conclave in Delhi. There, a lot of senior military officers had come, admirals, generals, and air marshals. So I just posed the question. They said the awareness is very, very less about Indian Army, Indian Navy, or Air Force. I said, I just posed the question to them, the senior leaders. Do any one of you know the name of one Indian officer whose name has been featured in Korea? He had taken part in the Korean War. His name is there in textbooks. Any South Korean, if you meet here in Chennai or wherever you are, just utter the name of this officer. They'll immediately come and thank you. Oh, you are from that place. I never knew. So I posed a question. After two minutes, it's a deadly silence only. Nobody could answer. I said it is a Tamilian officer whose name is Colonel Arkat Rangaraj, Dr. Arkat Rangarajan, who took around a team of 350 people. And I also asked second supplementary question. He had taken a 350 member audience, that is strong contingent there to Korea. He took part of the war. And how many bullets he has fired, how many lives he has killed, I asked. So they said no. And I said the answer is none, because he never went there to fight. He went there to treat. He took 350 members of the medical community, medical fraternity from Indian Army, and he treated as many as 2 lakh people. Even after the Korean War had ended, he continued to be there, much against the wishes of the government that be. And he said, unless and until all these people are treated, I will not return. So his entire unit stayed there in Korea. They were there for 1.5 years, exceeded their brief, and then they returned, having treated all these 2 lakh people. So till this day, his name is mentioned in the Korean textbooks. When he posed, so they never knew. So the fault is in our hands only. So we'll have to take it up. Whatever little we know about our forefathers, especially the freedom fighters or anybody who matter for that fact, we'll have to enlighten to the children. Thank you. Wonderful lecture.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning.
That was
my
insightful
name
for
is
me. I learned something new today. I will share this to as many students as possible wherever I go.
Gnanaraj. My name is Muthukumar. How are you?
Good, sir. Thank you. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I would like to share something, my personal experience.
Yes, sir.
The challenge with the current generation is that, to be very frank, very honest with you, they don't really care about the past leaders, seriously speaking. 2 examples I'll give you. First of all, they have, in one of the, I was really a participant. I was not giving a lecture. I was in the panel. I was just sitting there. Another gentleman was giving a lecture, and he was talking about Gandhi and Nehru and other freedom fighters, right? Even Mr. Patel, and everyone was just telling all these things. I mean, Ambedkar, all of them, maybe 4 or 5 freedom fighters. All the students were anywhere between 16 to 19. They're all +2 students and maybe first year to college or whatever it is. And one bright student got up, and he had a beautiful question. He said, actually, he said, sir, we are not inspired by any of these people. We were all shocked, actually. What is the reason for it? He said that, sir, we have all the access to the information, whether it is from ChatGPT or Grok or anything, or Google or books or anything. He said, for each one of them you mentioned, there are a lot of controversial subjects about them. There is no unanimous acceptance of their greatness. He said, I can show you books of things talking against Gandhi's principles, against Nehru's principles, against Mr. Patel's principles. Everywhere, there's a controversy everywhere. There's no unanimous acceptance. So why should I trust you saying on the stage that you are saying is right? Because there's also a controversial contradiction about these particular leaders. So we are not inspired. You have to show us today, who's the leaders today, which we can see, who are alive, and we can compare. And that's what he asked the question. Okay, that's one example. That the speaker was completely speechless and he could not answer that. The second incident was, it was a Bhagavad Gita lecture. Another gentleman was giving a Gita lecture for corporate people. The Gita for corporate people and this thing. So it was a corporate and mixed people from IT, engineering, manufacturing, all the people are there. All mostly 30 years or less people, mid-management and starting people. The corporation wanted it. There are about 45 people are there, and we were all called for a kind of special observers for that. So this gentleman was giving the lecture, almost about a lecture. He was telling every time that you have to follow this, you have to do this. This is what I want to see. This is how I want to see your young people follow the karma yoga. You want to do this, you want to do this. You were saying all the time, next year I want to see a result, and all these things I was telling. So one girl got up and said, sir, I don't know, sir, you are completely contradicting yourself about karma yoga and Bhagavad Gita. Then he asked, what you had done? She said very clearly, sir, look at it. You said all the time in Karma Yoga, at least 10 times you have said that do your duty without expecting results or outcome. You don't worry about the outcome of it. Don't bother about the fruits of the action. You only do the action that...
So you went on mute, sir.
His outcome, he said 10 times, he said that you'd only do action, that's only your right. Don't expect any kind of outcome or fruits of the action. Don't bother about it. That's what he said more than 10 times in Karma Yoga. Now you are repeating again that you want to see a result, you want to see something next year, you want us to come and show that to you. You're contradicting. So this is exactly the issues we have with the current system, including our, she said, even our parents, they contradict all the time from morning to evening. They tell different things. Nothing is consistent. What we see, she said very clearly, she was only 24 years old. And she said very clearly, wherever I see, including our bosses in the office, the people who are speakers, people about parents, our uncles, all are contradicting. Nobody has consistent opinion about anything in life. They just change. So these are two examples I really personally experienced. And all the time, I would like to put the point is that there's absolutely, I think, is my personal opinion. I can be wrong. You can push it aside. There is absolutely no value. We can create some value. Sorry about the word absolutely. But past leaders, there are a lot of controversies, and the youngsters are not interested in that. We have to identify current physical inspirational leaders, which they can see in alive, who are living and actually doing the job. That is what will move them. That's what my opinion, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I completely agree with you. I just take 1 minute to respond back to you. We have also seen this asking a lot of questions because the information is readily available for people today. They're not in any stop to access any information which is already available. For me personally, when they ask something like this, even I have a lot of controversial thoughts about our own leaders. It's not about I don't have it. I don't just believe, because those days we never asked a question to our parent why, because we didn't know what was the other information about that particular leader. But today everything is out there. Everybody knows about it. I think it's important for us to keep them informed on what is about it, and then allow them to take the decision. Make them allow them to take an informed decision. That will help us to streamline things better, because today everybody has to know both good and bad about somebody, and it is important for us to, at one point in time, they will also know, okay, I have to take the good from somebody, I have to leave off the bad from that person, and I have to move on. I think that thought process has to be created among people, so that will help them to grow as a better individual, because they are very well informed about everything that's around them, and help them to make an informed decision. I'm just answering those questions in the chat.
Appreciate.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir, please.
Sir, please go on, sir.
I am a professor in College of Engineering, Indy. I'm a professor of practice.
Hello, sir.
It's very difficult. It is so sad. I don't know, many in the audience will not know. These children are the toppers. Maybe next to the IIT, these best students come to College of Engineering, Indy. Many students don't get a job. I was told by some teachers that some chemical engineering students, they do Swiggy because they find their logic is, anyway, we're not going to get a job. At least we'll get trained in Swiggy. And if that can be, the motivation of the toppers of Tamil Nadu, guess what will be the 500 odd other colleges, what they are facing? There's simply a total disconnect. My thing is, what do you tell them? They work hard. They are good children. They are. How do you? But on the other side, because I am also a consultant for many industries, we are bringing people from Orissa and UP, and we are talking of 8th standard pass and paying them 35,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees. And see, how do you? There seems to be a big disconnect. It's so sad. I don't even know how to give them suggestion. And in many cases also the other problem is parents influence. See, if you tell them I will get you somewhere as you start as an operator or as a supervisor and then you can go up the ladder, the parents also seem to influence and say, hey, that guy got 15 lakhs per annum, your classmate did, you got better marks than him, but I mean those kind of things. True. I mean the students are really confused. The more knowledge I'm trying to give, what they are actually telling me, please shut up, please give marks, tell how to get marks, because that's what you have come. Your knowledge is of no significance or no use to us. I mean, they seem to be telling, of course, they are very polite, nice children, so they don't say that. As much as I work hard on them, I really do not know how to connect. I think I'm a dinosaur, so I'm not really able to connect with these students. Can you tell how do I do it? Or your organization, you can actually send somebody from whom I can learn actually how to connect and tell them there's a bright future. You don't have to shortchange yourself. You are hard work. You already know the path to success. But I'm disconnected. Please,
sir. Very proud of you to taking those such good efforts to help the students, sir. Before Suresh, you want to say something?
Now, I'll complete with this. Now, this is not with the Zomato or Swiggy era. This happened in 2010, 11, 12 when I was in SRM and VIT. There was a guy sitting at the last seat and disturbing the class. So I told him, say, I've been preparing till 2 o'clock in the morning, yeah. So I brought so much of information. So why are you disturbing? The fellow said, sir, I'm from Bihar. So if I get a VIT or SRM MBA, 40 lakhs of dowries, sure. So I just want a degree. So there is no point in learning and all that. So please don't disturb me. Carry on with your lecture and get lost. That's it. So this is, I'm talking about 15 years ago. So you are talking. Yeah, anyway.
Sir, just to respond, we were in a college, engineering college in Nagarkoil, and I don't want to name the college name because there was like students from different different departments. They were all together. Then we asked them, what is that you want to do after finishing your college? You won't believe 50% of them said, I want to do a Swiggy job. So that was the response we got from the students, which was very, very shocking. And now it's not a new thing in one college, but it happens in all the colleges. But coming from an engineering college is something was very shocking for us. Yeah. If it's a non-engineering college, it's fine. I mean,
this is College of Engineering Guindy. This is the oldest engineering college in the country.
I know, sir.
20 years old, and it has a huge legacy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we really do not know, because in current times there is such polarization. I'm not talking of everybody. There are 2-3 guys in the class. They have different ideas about making space rover vehicles and all that. They come and bother me in a different way. So when can we do projects on, will you be there on Sunday and all that? That is, we are talking of 10% of the population.
I understand, sir. Sir, one question I asked them back, sir. I asked them, you want a Swiggy job? How many years can you do this Swiggy job? Yeah. He said 2 years, 3 years. Someone even said 5 years. But after 5 years, what are you going to do? They didn't have an answer because they're going to become physically weak. They will not be able to do the same speed that they're doing it right now. And it's going to become a problem. 5 years down the line, they will realize that I have lost 5 years in my life. My friends are now in a very good position and I have not done anything. So we keep asking this question again and again. You can always do, we also encourage them to do Swiggy. We don't discourage them. It is something that you start earning. You become independent by doing as a part-time. Even when you work, you should continue to do this if you have the energy and strength. But it is only a part-time that they have to remember. It is not going to be a full-time profession in the future. So that's something we keep telling, sir.
Ilangon, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a fantastic presentation of your own experience.
Thank you,
and really encouraging, such young people, and particularly a kabaddi coach is, coaching people, because I'm a kabaddi player, used to be,
oh, great.
School time.
No,
I know how much muscle power and, some sort of presence of mind, how do you manage that, Sure. Fantastic. I really appreciate your understanding on this subject. It's a lot of social, ecosystem involved in this, not just economy. So though you put
Yes,
as
sir.
economy, I mean, economy is the final part, but there are other things involved here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Really appreciate. All the best to you.
Thank you.
I myself involved in this couple of areas which you mentioned here.
Okay, sir.
I am doing this in my Thiruvarur district.
Okay.
Very focused last 2 years
Okay, sir.
with the students and polytechnics, engineering college, that's here. What I'm doing is I'm basically a Singaporean, Singapore-based my experience, around 35 years.
Okay.
So we used to do, the group activities. We call this activity-based learning.
Okay.
And I am doing this the same thing here, activity-based learning and knowledge sharing. Okay. I have done for polytechnics, engineering colleges in my area, and also TNPC, all those stuff. Schools also I'm doing. What I realized is, if you want to make some change, you want to have a change in the young mind, the right age is, something like 5th, 6th, 7th, something like that.
Yes, sir.
I started focusing on that after, after 6 months of my journey, I realized this. Okay. Beyond 8 and all is difficult because the mindset is different and they are into exam mode and so many other things are there. Okay.
True, sir.
So so far I interacted in 42 schools, around 2,000 students I met personally. And distributed Thirukural books because I have taken Thirukural as a sort of a tool for me to we call this Thirukural Valviyal.
Yes,
How the life was. So with that tool, I am interacting with them.
Great, sir.
Okay. I see some changes. Where I see, the change, who can make it is, they have to respect you, number one. You have to be achiever.
Yes.
They have to respect you that, you have to add some value to their, problem. You have to recognize their problem and give some ideas how they can improve. Then I see some changes. It's happening in my this thing. So I'm also doing CSR, but my CSR is different. It's citizen social responsibility.
Oh, nice.
Giving back to society. This is what I'm doing now.
Great, sir.
Okay. What I would like to know from you.
Yes, sir.
How is the effectiveness? You put a big number. I mean, 100,000 is a huge number in a short time. What is the effectiveness of these programs? Any measure you've done? Anything?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have done so. So 100,000 is not just in the small time. It's my career that I've done. It's not that. But in this company, we have reached out to almost 17,000 students so far, and we have brought in 9,000 plus students onboarded in our platform. And the impact is, sir, this if I look at my past in the last 8 years, we have almost placed 23,000 students plus, put them into different jobs. My special attention should be on the number of students who came back to us. But we have about 300 plus students who are volunteering now, who finished the program with us, and now they're volunteering with us. They go take sessions. They do orientation sessions for school students. They do counseling. They do mentoring. So I think that is the impact that I'm looking at, sir. I want lot more students to come back and do this work for us. Not for me, but they have to do this work so that it becomes a ripple effect, sir. So that's the impact that we've created so far.
Okay, if I understand correctly, so the students, they need to come to you, right? Whoever is interested.
Yeah.
And they log in or they pay some small fee.
No, we collaborate with non-profits, sir. The NGOs, we work with NGOs and institutions, and we work through them. So that's our model. And the NGOs, if say, for example, an NGO has about 300 students, and we will give them the 300 logins, and the NGOs will onboard them, and we will support them from that process.
So who pays that? Individual students pay for that?
Yes, sometimes individual students, sometimes the school pays for them, sometimes somebody is sponsoring it.
Okay, any duration, like you fix some 3 months, 6 months, something like that?
No, it's a lifetime program, sir. Once they onboard, they exit only when they get a job. Until then, we support them.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
That is the only thing that we vouch on, because until you provide this long term, it's not going to be helpful, sir. That is something that we believe in, so that's why we support them.
Okay, fantastic.
Mr. Gnanaraj, you are based out of Chennai?
Yes, sir. We have our office in Chennai, and we also work in Bangalore, sir. My family is in Bangalore. I keep traveling between Chennai and Bangalore.
Can you give your contact details? I would like
I
to.
will share with you. Which I will
Gopi
share.
sir can share it with you,
I
sir.
will share with
I
you.
would like to meet you probably.
Sure,
And
sure, sir. Sir, in fact, I've helped one student in your college, sir.
so we have 11,000 of them.
I know this is very peculiar. You know why I'm saying this is he went for a presentation to Geneva to get an award, and he met with he had a stroke and his brain got damaged. Then he was brought back from there, and he was not able to move his left side. It was completely paralyzed, and he wanted somebody to scribe for him. So we had one of our colleagues to sit with him for 3 months, scribe, and he cleared with 9.4 GPA. Okay. So that is something that I have a story with Anna University.
We have funds. I'll tell you, we are working on. We have a lot of funds, project funds, and all that. We would like to onboard a lot of students and things like that. Sure. I mean, there could be a mutual benefit, especially some of our projects are coming up in rural Kanchipuram.
Oh wow!
So, we are looking at rural students too, because city guys, you cannot even place them there. They'll be totally out of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'd like to interact. Please share your.
Sir. I would love to connect with you. I will also take your contacts from Gopi sir, and I'll connect with you.
Please.
Thank you.
Dr. Shamla?
Gnanaraj, please put in the contact box, in chat box your phone number.
I can put, sir, yeah.
Dr. Shamla?
Yeah, thank you very much. A very interesting session. And, I mean, I also, I live in Delhi, but, I've been trying to do some pro bono, and teaching and encouraging young people. I live in Chittaranjan Park through the Bangya Samaj and various other institutions. They are all, school students from MCD schools or government schools. They don't have. So these are not the elite, you would say, but they seem to be somewhat motivated in the sense that they truly believe that education will give them some kind of an opening. So our Bangya Samaj model is that there is a very good building and education center which is being constructed within our community itself, within Chittaranjan Park. And but about almost 17 schools, the students from there, they come, and we don't charge anything. Like the teachers are do this service free, and but the children and their parents have to pay us very small amount, like 50 rupees a month, towards the maintenance of the building and everything.
Okay.
And from very young to the very, even 11th, I'm teaching the 10th, 11th, those kind of students. Yeah, there is a lot of what has been exchanged. I was listening very carefully. There is a little bit of, disheartenment. There's like it is very difficult to motivate them in this kind of a situation, like a lack of jobs and that sort of thing. And at this particular level, EWS kind of level, dropout rate is also very high. After 10th standard, even before that sometimes, and especially girls. And it's difficult to keep them motivated. But, we have regular programs for the parents also, and we try to, but it'll, we try to motivate them, saying that, girls should be kept in school, and even the boys, and, about a lot of opportunities, those kind of things. It is not so easy. I mean, there's no doubt that there's a lot of demotivation in the younger generation. And they ask questions and all that. And it's a good thing. But I would also like to know more about, how you have done. This is a more northern Indian milieu. And, here, the difficulty for job is even more, I would say.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Because some of the states from where they are coming, there's no, manufacturing or any, like any scope for that way, Tamil Nadu, at least, there's so much of industries and near about. So that there is a lot of that kind of disheartenment is there. But I would really like to learn from your experience.
Sure, ma'am.
How to go about it.
In fact, we did a program in Vasant Vihar, ma'am, in South Delhi. We had about 450 children, girls, all girls, selected for training program. We picked everybody from the deserving communities, and we trained them on full stack development. And we placed about 210 students, ma'am. So now they are working, few of them in Bangalore, few of them in Delhi itself, in Billasoft Technology. Many companies they have joined. So this is one experience that I have.
Yeah, I've also registered a small NGO.
Nice.
With a few trustees, and we have got everything that pun and everything, all the formalities and all we have done. So I was hoping that even through that, if
we should collaborate, ma'am. We should collaborate. We will see what best we can help, and we can exchange and get mutually benefited, ma'am. We can definitely do that.
Definitely.
So I will share Dr. Shamla's number, sir.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
I'll be thankful for that. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Bharati?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the insightful session. I am also working as a professor in a college here in Bengaluru. I was just thinking, I have only just one question. So most of the talk was almost about and empowering the school students. Like you have
both school and college, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, called PG level also. You're doing it.
Yes, ma'am.
PG level also.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just connect with you, sir, on this.
Sure, ma'am. Which college, ma'am, in Bangalore?
Christu Jayanti College, sir.
Oh, right now I'm speaking from Bangalore only. I'm in my home in Bangalore with my family, and I live very close by to Christu Jayanti.
Oh, yes, sir. Then it's fine. We'll connect up.
Dr. Bharti, I will share the contacts, Dr. Bharti.
I got it from the chat session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, Rajesh Ramchandran.
Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. Actually, I'm through Mrs. C.P. Ravi's colleagues actually. Yeah. Through them only I got them. Thank you, sir. Actually, I joined later, but I gone through your profile things, also things actually. My only concern actually that the present youth thinking process different actually, because that before early stage actually they don't have much about that knowledge about actually, especially for that from 70 kids to 20 kids actually so much difference actually, because the knowledge is a huge thing actually. Now we got easily get the knowledge for internet access, everything, social media. But the thing is discipline and consistency and courage. Actually, these things actually we have to train to do you have any subtle like emotional intelligence related or thought process related? Do you have the training to your students or something, sir? Actually, because that I'm doing research actually.
Okay.
But I've been work with the civil society last 15 years actually. So more or less like emotional intelligence, perspectives, thoughts, actually that kind of things. I'm just very close to work with mother, children's, adults. So what is your perspectives actually? Maybe I just, because we have experience that and you are doing some mental kind of things you are doing, right? That's what I'm just
yes, sir. So we started with physical training only. Now why we build this platform is to make it more sustainable and scalable. We have developed a lot of training modules, different methodologies which we tried and tested and see whether it's working or not working. And probably I can share with you maybe like 200 plus training methodologies that we have followed so far. We have in fact documented it, and I can share the document with you if you want to go through it. That's something that we have tested it, because a lot of different methodologies are being followed in different ways. In some work, some doesn't work. Again, depends on the group of people that you meet with, right? So you have to adapt, you have to customize it according to that particular group, and then it works. In fact, to understand the group, it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes you have a pre-understanding of the group that you're going to meet. Sometimes you don't have anything. You just have to face on the day.
Okay.
You just meet the group and start discussing with them. So I think it's more of improvising, but you have to have a set of methodologies that to follow so that the training becomes more effective, sir. Am I answering your question, sir?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, it depends on the cultures, everything.
Yes, sir. Everything, language barrier, the way they understand
everything.
things. Some needs lecture, some needs training, some needs activity, some needs only games. So it depends on the group that we need to improvise, but we need to have a set of models and methodologies ready with you so that you can pick whichever suits and then start using it.
Okay. But my only suggestion actually, especially this, actually we need more mentors.
Absolutely, sir. I completely agree with
maybe
you.
you can request to this forum also actually, because they have so much experience, so much field works. Actually, they work in government, private.
Sure, that was my intention of sharing the session to this forum. Everybody should become a mentor, so that it helps so many people in their career. A lot of young people's career.
Because of that, actually, these people has to both theoretical and experience knowledge. Actually, they gain actually. That maybe if they have to spend time, they won't reach actually. They don't have to travel actually. They maybe whatever that they're staying in Madurai, they have to cover that particular homes or something or schools. They maybe adapt or something. Otherwise, so because these kind of people is really needed, because so far the discipline part actually. So here no, maybe you can ask that actually. See that their mothers, their fathers has to telling that you have to wake up at 5 o'clock now. They must be now. We cannot sit to say that in the present generation actually. That's what that break that all the chains actually. If you want to build again, we want to create more kind of leaders actually. More kind of leaders means I'm just mentors. I don't want to say it's like leaders. I just say that kind of mentors actually really needed. Otherwise, they may be good, but for the human relationship, but they don't follow the humanities. They don't follow that their principles actually. So they must be do. Otherwise, India will grow. But if you lose that humanity, we don't mean that actually. That's what I'm just saying. Anyway, thanks for your.
Sir, one more point you importantly raised. Today's children, they have access to knowledge. They have access to many things through internet. But that also makes them think that they know everything. Like, for example, how to make a cup of coffee, they will see in a YouTube, or they will learn through ChatGPT. But until they try and make a cup of coffee, they won't know exactly how it tastes. Just because reading, just because knowing it through an internet knowledge, it doesn't mean that they have the expertise on it, but they believe so. That's where mentoring becomes a key role, where they have to just explain, my dear child, maybe you have the knowledge, but you don't know how to do it. That becomes the experience which actually helps you to learn that knowledge better. So that's something which is very, very crucial today. And that's where mentors' role becomes very critical, sir.
Because self-education actually already started actually across the world actually. But they don't feel that, see, like I also grown from middle class only. So if I have to see my any teacher still now, I have to give a respect for that.
True, sir. Thank you for those insights.
Thank you so much.
And thank you everybody who was chatting and responding to all the questions. That made me feel that everybody is interacting, and that was really nice to know. Thank you so much for everybody who was over on the chat.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hi. Sorry. Sir, just a few, your session was so good. So,
thank you, sir.
Two things I want to speak, sir. As you said, many guys want to go for Swiggy. You said how many years you can survive there. And same Mr. Vishwanath sir was saying how to connect with the current people. See, I'm working in a pharma industry in a water plant. The first thing is, when I see in the reality, I'm working the same plant for 15 years. As you said,
so we lost you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Yeah, yes. So the same people, when they come as a bachelor, when they get married and when they get kids, slowly their responsibility increases.
Yes.
And second thing, when the company nowadays, they're looking for like attitude and flexibility also. So even though I say them, I cannot give any false promises. In the beginning, you'll be getting a small salary, but when they jump you gain the knowledge and you jump, you'll get a better job. So this also happens. Just I want to share my personal thoughts to you.
Sure,
And
sir.
really, you are speaking in a very practical form. Like how many years we can, like Swiggy, many years, many of the guys, my known friends, relatives, they work, but we cannot work for a long term. Sure, everybody will not get a very high salary at the thing. Even there is something called a luck also is there, even though I don't believe it. So they have to develop the skills in their current job so that they can look for a future. And really, it's a good session, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And in fact, they can still continue as a Swiggy person, even if they are going for a great job. Doesn't matter. They can do it in the night. Many of my friends who lives in US, who's a practicing doctor, who does Uber deliveries in the night. So
Yes,
it's not nothing wrong about it, but you
no,
need
I'm
to
not saying
know.
wrong. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You need to know why you're doing this and how far it is going to help you in your career. That's something that they need to understand.
That's
Thank
right.
you,
No,
sir.
it's
Thank you so
actually,
much.
yeah, actually, it's good also. So you can have a pocket money, and also you meet a lot of people. In future, it will help them in a higher positions for a teamwork and everything. I'm
Right,
not
sir.
saying
You're
it's a
right.
wrong. I'm just
Correct.
saying a better perspective. Yeah. Thank
Right,
you,
sir.
sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Anil sir, would you like to share something?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless. So, Sadacharanji, excellent session. Lot of insight. So now only one thing I am thinking. So you have replied most of the questions. Only
Yes.
my thinking is that everybody is unique. We have 8 billion people in this world, and every child
Yes.
is, its requirement is different.
Right, sir.
So one size doesn't fit,
Yes.
as rightly said. So how to understand, that is very important. But still, whatever little we can contribute, whatever little we can give it, whatever we can do, little improvement for our society, it is a great thing.
Absolutely,
So
sir.
because the challenge is huge, it is not a small thing. Whatever
Yeah.
you are doing, so I really worship it. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Gopiji, for
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
for sponsoring such a person of wisdom. God bless him. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lango here, I have a
One in
question.
the chat box. The one question in the chat box.
Okay.
Based on your past experience of interactions with the youth in urban and rural India, which Indian leader, in your view, really inspires the youth in urban and rural India? So, question goes to Manikam.
One more thing, sir. One more thing, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I am from Gurgaon, Haryana.
Okay.
So if you have any forum here nearby,
Okay.
so I will love to, attach with them.
Sure, sir.
Thank you
Sure,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
God bless.
To answer that question, I think a lot of people come to my mind. One thing I always talk about is our Abdul Kalam sir. I've seen him in many speeches in TV, in person. I've met him 1 or 2 times. He talks to the age of that particular person sitting in right front of you. He knows how to connect with them. Whether you are a third standard student or a 5th standard student or a college going guy or a working professional or a senior leader or an eminent politician, could be anybody sitting in front of him. He knows how to talk, what to talk to them. I think why I'm saying Abdul Kalam is not just because he's Abdul Kalam. I'm talking about the way he handles people. I think each one of you in this room, whoever is doing the same thing, I think you will be the best role model for anybody in your life, wherever you are. I think that's where we have to believe in. It's not like somebody has to have that celebrity tag to become a role model. It could be anybody. It could be you, me, or anybody else. But I think you need to connect with that person who's sitting in right in front of you. And if you can connect, you can definitely influence, and that can change that person's life. I think that's the best answer that I can give for that question.
Manikam, does it answer you?
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Gnanaraj.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Mr. Gnanaraj, I just have one suggestion. I mean,
yes,
when
sir.
you're handling students. This
Yes,
is
sir.
I find the connect gap.
Mhm.
We have to handle take the parents also into the equation. Because I have worked with Koreans, I have worked with, I've been in the US. See, in US, even 8-year-old children are what is called paper run. They are allowed to make money, drop parents. The parents teach them the value of hard work and earning. So even if you go to Macy's and other outlets, evening the school children will work. But no Indian children will work. Indian parents will not allow the children to work.
Absolutely, sir.
I think if you make the children work at a young age, it is something they are not providing. So today there is a big gap. We are getting people. If you go to Tirupur, we are getting people all the way from North India to work. But our own parents will not allow school children or college students to go and work. So they don't understand the value of hard work, making money, living with a purpose. All these things are lost. I think in your programs you have to include parents as well. It's not enough if you tell the story, because what happens, I have had talk with some Ola drivers and all that. So I ask them how long you will drive, or Swiggy people. They say, sir, after a few years we'll settle in our home. My parents have land. My parents have built house. So they are thinking till they get married, it is time pass. So why work hard and build a career? Anyway, they are so here. They take for granted that your parents' property and is yours. You don't have to charge. So parents also have to be included in your program, so that part of understanding hard work, standing on their own leg, creating a legacy for themselves. These things even parents should understand. Forget about children, because many times I get internship for my students. The parents say, you need not go all the way. You see whether something can be done. Some software company here, you try to get. Don't go to manufacturing site which is 40 kilometers from Chennai. So they come back and say, sir, we told our parents. Parents say daily morning 6 o'clock you do not get up and go. So in our programs, this is sometimes with great difficulty I get them internship, summer internship, and then I don't have an answer. Because we still live in our parents' home. We are still expecting after their death to get their property. It is in our sight. We are sight that we are entitled. It is a question of entitlement. I will not do work. See, so anyway, I just wanted to. Just for
your information, we have 80% of our program are with parents only.
Okay.
Just for your information.
Dr. Vishwanath sir. So I have also visited most of the countries in my very young age. But scenario in US and scenario in India, most of the parents would not like to risk their kids and small children, by seeing the ecosystem, by seeing the environment here. No respectable person, to make them cab driver, because we are totally a different society here.
No, I'm asking.
In USA, there are huge jobs are there. Once you are there are a lot of opportunities are there.
No, sir, I'm talking even going and helping in the nearby hospital.
You are right in saying this, but the problem is still, most of the parents, even middle class, they are able to sustain their education of the children.
No, it's not about, sir. I know very rich Americans.
Let me finish. It is good to engage them, to empower the children, but still we have to keep something in mind to whether give the priority for completing their education or just involve them in the job. That is still we have to think over all these things in Indian scenario.
So just to answer, Vishwan sir's point was, I think this is one of the skills that somebody has to develop. In terms of while they're learning, they also have to learn how to become independent, how to start managing money. I think that skill has to be taught. I think from that point of view, what sir is saying is absolutely right, and which foreign countries learn that very quickly, but we don't learn that easily. And also one more thing, we also have a social stigma. Like for example, if you go to a rural town in any of the village, you will see children helping their parent in their agriculture, or if they are doing a very small tiffin shop, They also go make some food, serve food. They do a lot of things. It also becomes a social stigma where I, as an individual living in an urban city with coming from an upper middle class, I don't have to do all that. That's kind of a stigma which is sticking around, which also puts our children stopping from learning all those skills. Vishwan sir, am I right? If that's your point?
Sir, my point is, most of the children, as you rightly said, most of the children of the farmers, most of the children of the little lower class, they are already doing the work here. The problem is not for getting the job. Problem is in the other side. Small children, they are all working in lakhs of people you find here. So that is a labor problem even here. You don't want to. It is the exploitation of the small children. So already you get rickshaw puller, you get all chavdiwala, small tea maker. All everywhere you find children are there. They are sporting them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Shamla ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. See, actually, it's not only the problem of the parents, allowing their children or not. I'll just give an example. Gopi sir knows I'm involved in base management and all that. So in my community, when we started, then we recruited a few young people, to do education and training. And, it was through an NGO like ITC WOW and all that. And they have all been given ID cards, and we have trained them very well and everything. And imagine, I'm living in a very good colony, and all the people who are living here are supposed to be very well educated. But so many times when they go for, door-to-door education training and all that, they get confronted by some of the residents. Just yesterday, there was a case where, he's saying he's an AIMS professor, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Imagine whether as a doctor, I don't know, most probably he is a doctor, medical person, or any other kind of healthcare professional. But he was just shouting at these children. I mean, they are youngsters. It's not they're very young children or something. They are, some of them have finished 12th standard, some even they are in the graduation and all that. And the internship, we are doing this. He was speaking so badly. And, every week we have so many cases, where they come back and they become, many of these youngsters, they become highly demotivated. So there is something wrong within our society. And, they are showing that, see, we have got our ID card. That professor is saying, oh, I can get hundreds of these kind of ID cards made. So what? And all that kind of. And if you people are seen anywhere around this area, I will call the police. And, things like that. So there's something really wrong with our society. I don't know what is the mindset. See, you don't want something to be done at your place. It's all right. You can say it in a nice way. So these are also kind of things that, parents are very afraid that, they feel that, if they send their children and what will happen, because there's something majorly wrong with our society and the kind of people. They don't know, even supposed to be educated people. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to behave. They don't know how to express, whatever they want to say. So you can't completely blame only the youngsters. That's what I was trying to.
Agreed, ma'am. Agreed. Completely.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can we have the concluding, Suresh sir?
Thank you, sir.
That's what madam was saying over there. I know many parents, the children, they want to go for a part-time job, they'll say what the society will say. But the same child, when he goes to US or UK, when they go for a cab driver or working in a hotel, they proudly say, my son, the part-time is working and earning himself and he's doing. So the same thing, the parents' mindset. So when they say, well, if you work for an American or a UK, it's a pride thing, he is taking care of himself. But the same guy is willing to work as a cab driver or in a restaurant, what relatives will say, what people will say, what society will say. So that is where the students also confused. Somebody was saying about the contradiction. The contradiction is same parent, same job. In India, it's different, and it's abroad, it is different. So that is where, what madam said was right. Anthropologically, we are very weak. So somewhere, some kind of mechanism has to be ignited to change the society. And that should be a collective infirmity. We are all there. And everyone has got a role to play. And then we have
Excellent.
to give our best to understand that the community, that we are building a nation, not a family. You know,
Excellent.
that is
Excellent.
how.
Very good. Very good. This is the answer.
I think we have come to the conclusion of today's session, sir. So thank you very much once again, Mr. Gnanaraj, for taking the time morning to be with us. And thanks, Suresh, sir, for helping us to connect with Mr. Gnanaraj.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much. I know. 1 minute. I know Gnanaraj right from 2005. That time I was with UN, and we have been working with 470 NGOs, and initially Gnanaraj was one among them. But within a year, I could see that he is a glittering star among the 470 with a young blood. You know, now I'm talking about 20 years ago. He was a young man, and he was, you know, thriving for information. And whenever we had a meeting, we used to come and ask so many questions. And he is a self-made man, and he made his life, his career. So the experience, what he has learned, is from his experience tested, and he is implementing. So blindly we can take it for granted. Maybe how it is going to fit in our requirement, that we have to work it out. Otherwise, we have a wonderful opportunity of working with him and taking our youngsters to the next level. That's what I thought about it. All the best. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.